Hello and welcome back to my mess of a front line. So, let's see if the guys can roll World War I tactics in to just push this forwards, as we have very, very little proper breakthrough units. I might want to consider starting to... Well, we are missing a lot of guns, admittedly, so we are going to want to rectify that first, but we might want to start considering boosting out our armoured units and then producing some more, hopefully, at some point. However, yes, we need to rectify this and finish Mr. Hungary off a bit quicker. We also need to actually get some of those extra units out and deployed, although we can't really, unfortunately, just drop you lot. Oh, yeah, the Royal Guards is actually a straight-up division type. That's interesting. That could save us some experience. So it's support and engineer. And you've got engineering. Yeah, so I think we might simply swap our standard infantry into the Royal Guards at a slightly later date. Didn't really consider that would give us a full-on template as well as just the free lads there. So you lot just walk through them. It'll be fine. You'll splatter them, right? That's for a little later on. What do we got? You're already ticking on. I'm not going to waste my time going down this one just yet. I want some more of these other bits. Now, really, another pity. I probably should have considered. I think I've got now. I wouldn't have had enough support equipment to do it, but I did unlock the field hospital and didn't put them in the units before starting this one. So I said, go, just start, keep it pushing. We want this to be relatively short, even if we are just having a wall of bodies mass forwards. So, no, we have taken a forward air field, so we shall move up a bit. I think they've got more planes in this one. They do. So I don't know if that's actually theirs or if, and they've been making some sneaky little buggers that they are, or if. Come on. Actually, no. But both of you march it. Just try and get there. Push on. So if we take Budapest, I think we may pretty much. Just, yeah, that. So I wouldn't mind actually taking it. However, annoyingly, I don't know. So I wouldn't mind, say, maybe take these two and then puppet. And then puppet the remaining. So with just that one there, because then we take these resources flat out for ourselves, and there was a load of aluminium and a small amount of steel in there. So how many? What sort of 6, 7? Because I would just take all three flat out normally, even with the alternate war goal setup thingy, giving us discounts and stuff. However, with that focus needing a aligned Hungary, I'm not sure what will happen if we simply wipe them out. So I'm going to keep them around in that one region, just to hopefully be able to tick that box. Hopefully. Let's have a little look. Where are we? Over here. Do we know? See if that updates. That's annoying, so I'm rather counting on being able to go down that little path, and I've been basing some of the choices off that being possible. So it's a pity. So if that isn't so, we don't quite have enough men out to do that one. However, we do have the Bulgaria option next, so to not make the same mistake, we're going to set you lot up down here. And let's just set one of these up. I think we can set you up like that this time. I don't think you're quite all the way over, you know. We want you all from one border to the other. Nice and simple. That'll be enough. Select that. Have you lot run down there. That's a pity. Should have probably just taken that last slot then. But ho-hum. I wasn't sure how that was going to work. I was hoping that was going to let us have that one tick as having Hungary aligned. So, in that case, we need another consideration. I think we'll then go down the diplomatic ally route then. Maybe. So what is Germany doing? Your eastern claims. That's getting a little far along. You're going to try and chew off a bit of that from me at some point, aren't you? I don't really want you flying. Thank you very much. We'll keep you at normal. Right, now that these bits have, I will also actually bring you back to slightly more central, as if you're going to be needed, you're going to be down here. Yeah, that is a shame about that one. We should have just chewed, we really should have just chewed them up. Should have just taken the standard option and eaten them all up. Taken the entire territory for ourselves. So we're prepped, ready for this bit. Got a little while. Take us back up to 4 for now. Not too concerned about going further up. What do we need? I don't think they would have been counted as that one. They might have done though, but we didn't have enough power anyway, so that's okay. So I can't tell them what to do either, which is a shame. But yeah, we'd have sort of taken all their planes and bits. We'd have just had their guys under our control, which would have been better. Have all your men disappeared? You've all randomly gone splattered, despite having a load of troops ready in front of us. You've just all disappeared. That's nice of you. Now, did you start learning anything? Doesn't look like it. Right, you might have gone up a point. You haven't started anything else. Oh no, you have. Slowly. Only a small amount. Not overly surprising. Right. Now what has that done? 3.7. So that must be 7%, I guess, of the 3.5 that we already had. Yeah. Effective total manpower modified to 107%. So it's not a 7% straight, but it's a 7% of whatever the laws and stuff apply. So it's okay. So it's a boost, but not as huge as it could otherwise. We've simply skipped it. No. That's because I did it, you silly boy. Right. So we can't pick you because we're not allowed to. That's irritating. Which also then means we can't get. It's primarily for that one. Getting an extra % in there would have been quite nice, but again, do you remove anything we want to keep? No, that set there doesn't. Removes. It's basically not wanting to remove the Sentinels modifier because we're quite like that one. So that's for partisans and subversive. That's the core territory combat. So if we were getting attacked, that would be useful, but I think that one straight up factory output and then down to the bottom. No, that we can do that and just get rid of him. What do we need? What do we need for these? We don't need Mr. What was it? Carol bloke. Carol II does not appear to be in the requirements for these, so we could do this and just get rid of him and stop him chewing up our political power every now and then. I think I want to do this one while we've got a window of opportunity and things haven't fully kicked off, people aren't being dragged into places. We want to actually utilize that, and I'll put up with other issues later. So what are we mainly missing? Is it this? I think it is. In which case, let's drop that in there and try and work on that one, because we do need those training units out in the field so we can try doing some of those 500,000 ones. So what do we have? You're 9.6, you're 6.3. You will shrink, so we're not going to swap you over yet. We also... How much artillery? We only have so much artillery also. Though we are swapping some of it out, maybe it would be better. And let's just pause and so I can look at some of these numbers. So if we change you lot to Royal Guards, we'd swap these two over, and we'll drop. This could be useful because this will start throwing out these, because we are going to be what, 6,000 or 7,000 over. So that would actually take us under. So we'll have to up the amount of units we're putting in. But it will mean we'll start getting them a bit quicker because we'll be using less infantry equipment, and that is what we're missing. So on that note, let's just got this lot. How much equipment do you use? 850, 750. So we could actually get rid of the mountaineers to them as well. That might also be a good little option. So we'll give it a couple of days to let those first bits change over, and then that'll do. That's really good. Right, so we'll close you. We'll now swap you guys out to those. We'll see what we need. So we'd need a few hundred more artillery, but we'd put an extra 22. That will amend that deficit that we just created by dropping 10,000, and it's just a little bit extra artillery, and the infantry equipment is just shy of net, like neutral. So we'll do that as well. We are, well aware, dropping some of our experience, but I'm more interested. Right, hold on, where are we? So we are December 38, which means we're going to start on the 39s before very long. So I think we'll keep you as is to just drop straight into one of them, and then the R. Where are you? R1, swap you for an R2, so you're straight up better. And we've got a few stockpiles, swap you straight over. Yeah, that's all good. How's our constructions going? You're just repairing things. So what do we need? So you're only on 40, and I don't actually know what happens, or whether or not Mr. Soviet's going to be a right bugger at some point and demand it off of us still. I can't recall exactly where that is. Where are you? That's the other end, down here. So, yeah, quite a way down this one. So we've got a little while till that's going to happen. But once that does happen, that's going to be quite unpleasant for us. So, at least for the moment, we are going to consider building elsewhere. Where's my building back on? Right. Military. So you're pretty poor. No, let's not do that. That's not us. One we should have taken, but didn't. So we're going to need infrastructure first off then. One there. And then one. What else have we got? I know I'm only taking up 7, which could possibly be a bit... Like, could be worth doing it further than that for this, but I think we'll do that for the moment. We'll also take you up to 7, and you up to 7, and actually, no, you as well. Just so we're fairly even, we're not going to get any supply issues. So, and then, yes, you're waiting for January. Ooh, what do we want? So you're not usable even just yet. We can't use the one of them I would like. So where's extensive? Yeah, we will eventually end up needing to do that for... So yeah, that's not quite good enough. We're going to have to, swap out the cavalry maybe for some infantry? Or maybe just bulk out the armoured division as well and swap them over to that one. Because we're not going to quite hit 500, and this is still going to take a while, isn't it? The main issue is we don't... Oh, the infantry's okay. How long for artillery? It's a bit longer than I would like. So it's more artillery than infantry, but I do want to take that up to 15. I think we would also pop that to a 10. We are getting a little ahead of ourselves with some of those possibilities, but right, what are we actually missing? We're missing a lot of steel again. How many? 15, 19, okay, we're going to have to go trading, I think. We need more steel. Yep, back to you. The evil people. So how much more do we need? Another 3. And we go back to, what do we want? We'll let you tick on, I think. Or do we... shall we just grab this one now? I don't think any of these are overly... Well, we'll grab him. We might get another little spat with Bulgaria if they refuse us as well. So who else is doing what? You're doing befriend Bulgaria. That's an irritation. So this is going to be interesting. What exactly is befriend Bulgaria do? I'll just make them happier. It's not the faction one. That's all good. Oh, you've taken some of that. And you're going for Czechoslovakia. That's a pity. Because that means we're probably not going to get our own version of this. Which is unfortunate, but we'll go further over then. Because you're going to get battered. We haven't quite managed to get our troops out quick enough to properly utilise that, unfortunately. We would have quite liked the Slovakia side of that one. So we're not quite there yet. You lot are all fine. So actually I was going to amend you, wasn't I? Add some more light tanks. And then some more motorised. That takes you to 16. I know you... What, drop one of them and wait for a couple of self-propelled. Let's take you to quite low on organisation. How much manpower does that add? It adds a couple thousand to 5-6. Now the cavalry I think is actually let's just get rid of you. How much is the cavalry? The cavalry are 3, so pretty much anything we do, because I want to swap those other 4 cavalry over to these. How many spare vehicles have we got? We've only got a couple hundred of each. And how many do you use currently? So even at the moment we can only swap 2 over and actually have enough equipment for them. So it's more of a one or the other. And we'd only get a marginal boost as is. So let's just expand the 1 division we currently have. Boost it by a bit. We want another motorised. So that will be fine. It's a couple thousand, which is more than swapping the other 2 units out. We'll still have a lot of motorised left. Light tanks, we'll have a bit left. We might even have enough to to maintain something or other in there. So we'll put a field. We just need those. We really would like some of the other supports as well, but maybe we shall wait on those. Maybe we won't. We'll put the support in later. It's not actually a huge bonus just yet. Oh wait, it's definitely useful, but not. We're into January, which means you. Now, which one do we want? 35, 10% efficiency cap or straight. We'll go with a straight output. So at the moment, yes, once we get the training units out, we do have 500 in the field. So that's all okay. Maintenance almost ready. What are you doing at the moment? Far East, oh yes. You're doing Fate of Czechoslovakia, Colonial, Home Defense. Oh, jolly good. And you're doing the befriending of the Bulgarians. It's not supposed to befriend them. It's supposed to get ready to kill them and chew them up and absorb them into our own countries. Right, so 39. We've got the next level of some of these, but we've got very few of them actually in units. Now, how is our... As much as they are better for the moment, considering we're still trying to expand our army as well as equip it, I don't think we can actually take the additional production that entails, because they're, what, 0.6 each instead of 0.5. So that's like a 20% boost, so we'd be making quite a few fewer of them. Now we just got rid of all of our mountain infantry, so we're not gonna worry about prioritizing that one. That, on the other hand, we need fewer of them. Where are you? 3.5 to 4. That's only... It's a smaller boost percentage-wise, isn't it? 0.5. It's only a seventh. You're still ticking along, that's fine. No, we have more of these. What am I thinking of? We want more of the actual production stuff initially, because the other equipments that we have, we are barely scraping what we can make of them. So if, however, where are we? Fighters need more. We might be able to swap out one more of our cavalry brigades. What happens if we swap you for you? So we need more tanks than we have. That's annoying. I think we'd do that and let you rock out on those. It's a little while, but having a slight deficit on some of this stuff, we've got the manpower in the field for when this ticks tomorrow. So they have submitted. Good, we actually got that one. Why couldn't you do the same thing, huh? Why couldn't you do the same thing? That's good. Excellent. Right, so that means we shall decide what else we want. We need, what, 500 for one of these to be useful. Now, how soon can we can drop? Again, it means using worse units, but it means we can drop straight into one of those focuses. And again, we have that relatively short. There's no point trying the Czechoslovakia one, because you're going to finish yours before we can do this one, basically. So we're looking at Yugoslavia or Greece. We'll go for the Yugoslavia first, because I don't know exactly which bits become ours. And taking Greece, we're going to be going through Bulgaria, which will not give us the occupation, which is irritating. So can everyone go onto that line, and the only bits we actually need to take are you. Oh, actually, we'll need more than that, won't we, really? That's a pity. So we'll do a first and then a second and a third. And I think we will drop those units. So you also go on to the same. We'll see what we do with these because they're now of our unwanted units. So we've got all of that. Should give us 521. Now, do we need to wait a day? No, we don't. Good. So I'm going to pop this one straight up. And let them all wander over. Oh, we've got one that didn't. Excellent. Come on, you. Over you come. Told everyone to come over here. Means this one's a bit bare, but they're unlikely to hit us with the focuses on as they are. Words, words, words. They knew what was best for them. Yes, they did. Right. Okay. Get you lot to all wander over. How's our constructions going? So we're ticking along in the bits we've set up. That's all fine. How much are we missing? Nothing that's worth trading for yet. Now, do we actually want to put the infantry equipment in first? I'm not sure we do. I think we leave you at 10 and let the extras fill in elsewhere first, and then we'll come back to 15ing up the infantry equipment at a slightly... for God's sake. It's been a little while. Political power this time, maybe. Is there anything we actually want immediately? I don't think there is there? We're okay on manpower for the things we're using currently. So I think we take... yeah, we take the political power one this time. Or again, in fact. Now, my only concern is Mr. Yugoslavia may get guaranteed... which could be concerning. Oh, you are guaranteeing Czechoslovakia. That shouldn't actually entail war yet, as we're on the historical focuses, but you never know. There's always a possibility things go a-cock. Right. Oh, no, it has, yes. Things have just ticked over as sort of expected. And you are... a puppet type mabob. Yes. Which will also mean I would expect we can no longer consider this one because they are no longer, well, they never mind, no longer independent. They no longer exist. So we will have to consider. Oh, you actually joined allies. That's interesting. We must have pushed. Because normally that's merely they are guaranteed rather than they join the faction. We must have pushed this up just far enough with our own actions, I suppose. 1%, 0%. Maybe did a few little bits in the region. Between us, we're less than 5%. So I wouldn't have thought. And you're what? You're non-aligned? Join the faction tension limit 40%. Yeah, it has. The little bits we've done in the... Now, we do have the construction, but... 9 days is fine on that. We need to keep ticking these on because they take bleeding ages and we're using our focuses elsewhere. Yeah. So the 5% us and Hungary and bits in this little area down here have been responsible for was enough to push Poland over being able to join a faction. Which is interesting. There's that one. Where are you? So you're still working on other bits. That's all well and good. It takes the amount of time we have to worry about the nasty people coming to get us. Take a bit longer, gives us a bit more time to play with the Balkan region. Because we're now... Oh, we're not a faction, are we? No, we just have them as a puppet. Puppet? Are you a puppet? You a puppety puppet? You are a puppety puppet. Jolly good. Excellent. So is that... Where? I can't remember where you are. There you are. Manage subjects. Oh, we have 2, of course. Yeah, we do, don't we? What does that mean? So we'd gain all their... pretty much all this stuff, but we wouldn't get as much tech sharing, I suppose. It's just noughts. It's all fine. Just tick along. Just leaving it on 4 now that we're slightly closer to things going horrifically one way or the other. So we shall see what they say. They're not going to do it either. So do we leave the option up to the Germans, or shall we just attack them? I think I know which answer we're going to go for. We shall just attack them. They're not currently guaranteed. We can attack them before they get guaranteed. No, attack. Kills them all. I don't know what that was. It was something. So we could do this immediately. However, I think we shall await the resolution of this conflict first. Or actually, having said this, what do you do? We might... Oh no, you need to do Albania before you can do Greece, I think, don't you? Where are we? Where are you in this one? I cannot remember. Not necessarily. You could just fabricate on them as well, couldn't you? Yes. You don't need to do this one to get to the Greece one. You need to do this. Which they haven't done yet, so they're at least one off. So I think we can take one off ourselves to do something else. I think we do potentially then go with this chap and get rid of those annoying... First of all, that one. That's not... It does drop a national unity. You have to do that, even if it lets us get down to this. So yes, I think we go to this one. And I think we simply try this, and it doesn't tell us there's any nasty events going on with it, so we hope that it isn't. So how far over do we want to go? Let's go from here, and okay, let's wait for you to get there. Yep, we've already declared war on them. Now, come on, where are we? Come on, you. I want you to... There we are. There we go. Ah, so he has done the Albania thing, even if it's not of over much of an issue. So, you are relatively confident in your assessment. So do we just bash them? That's the one. And I think once again we're going to pause at the beginning of this war and have the resolution in the next one. We still are lacking a proper armoured contingent, really. We're also quite low on general rifles. So equipment is still something that needs a bit of a boost. Our artillery is okay now, so maybe I'll slow that down. I'll put this one in first, and yes, we could probably utilise actually swapping out maybe from some of that. But then we don't have the space, do we? We just don't have the space to actually fit currently more factories until some of the research actually hits in. So it's only a month, so actually that will ease up. So we shall start attempting to resolve some of these issues in the next episode.